Hello, everyone. This is Likita. Thank you so much for being here. We are truly grateful. Please don't forget to rate our podcast and leave us a review on any platform that you're listening on. This will ensure our podcast reaches a greater audience and people that are going through their 20s. We appreciate the support we've gotten so far, so thank you so much. Now, let's get into the episode.
Wait,
But we don't
guess
have
what?
to have it figured out.
Guess what he said?
That's what
No,
they
not
say.
again.
But sometimes it's like
I
there's
know.
so much free will.
But how
It's okay,
does a
take it easy.
20-year-old
I know,
travel
life
so
is
much,
hard.
but then we have
It's
broken
so hard. We have to
money.
figure
so many things out. Money, marriage. You don't understand my
relationships.
friendship. Yeah, sometimes it's just so confusing.
I love you.
Having like a session here right now.
Or maybe it's just conversations over coffee. I hate confronting
hot
people.
chocolates. I would love a hot chocolate right now.
Do you want to start a podcast?
Let's do it.
Welcome back to the 20s in Transition podcast, everyone. We are your hosts, Anusha Kanan and
Likita Gopinath, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about the phrase, if it's meant to be, it will be. I know we've all heard this, and for some people, it can be annoying because, it feels like you're giving away your power whenever you say it, but let's discuss about that.
yeah. I think one of the first things that I've learned is that when you really want something, you have to detach yourself from it. You just have to just move away, just let it go. I think that is one of the biggest things that I've seen, I've heard, I've learned. And let's talk about what detachment is. What does it mean? Does it mean like, oh, I know I'm not going to get it, goodbye, I'm giving up on it? Because I think there's a difference between giving up and then just realizing that, hey, it's meant for me and it's going to happen. So why do I have to feel so anxious about, when is it going to happen? It's going to happen to me. When am I going to get it? And that anxious feeling, I feel like it's just going to drive it away. It's just going to be like, dude, this woman is so anxious. I cannot deal with her. It's like dating, right? When people see another anxious person, they're like, oh my God, I cannot put up with this. I'm leaving. I feel like that's how anything that you want feels that way about you when you're so anxious. You're like, I need it. I cannot live without it. Don't act like Surya from Varnamairam, okay? Just chill. Take a chill pill. Don't be so obsessed with anything. Just be like, you'll find me. It's like what Kendall Jenner said. And it's not what Kendall Jenner said, but what's meant for me will simply find me is the attitude that you need to have. It's so easy to say it, bro, but I don't think it's something that you can, implement. It's so hard. I say all of these things, but I'm like obsessing over it. I'm like, manifest it, write it down. I want it. But yeah, it's like there's a difference between a want and a need. So try to identify that. What do you think? What do you think detachment is?
I agree. So detachment is like, people think detachment is forgetting about that desire you have, or you think that, okay, like you said, it's not meant for me. But actually, detachment is letting go of the need, letting go of that desperate need to have that desire in your life. That is what is detachment. You're detaching from the feeling of um, needing it and wanting it and being so desperate for it. That is what you need to detach from, but not the entire desire itself, right? And for me personally, I feel like the phrase, if it's meant for you, it will. If it's meant for you, it will find you, or if it's meant to be, it will be, is so unsettling. I don't like it at all. Like personally, I feel like I am giving away my power. Like if I want something, it has to happen. And I'm stubborn like that. But I don't like this saying at all. Like I will decide what's meant for me, and that will be in my life. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stubborn or something, but I don't want an external force, or like whatever people call it, man, the universe or the God deciding that this will be good for you. No, I know what's good for me, and I want this, and I want it to happen. And I know we've all heard this, that when you're least looking for it, and when you stop looking for it is when it finds you. And I'm sure everybody has seen, instances in their lives, like you're looking for a promotion, or you're looking for love. It finds you when you least need it. And I have no idea why that is. I agree on your explanation that you're letting the universe know, or God, whatever you believe in, you're letting that energy know that you're perfectly all right by yourself. While I agree on that, it can be very hard, right? How can you be okay without something that you really need so much in your life? Imagine that. For me, I've been least bothered about, like, getting a promotion, or getting a job, because I find that it comes very easily to me, because I at least care about it. Like I know I'll get it. It's like a given. I'm like, I'm talented enough. I know I'll get that job. I'm talented enough. I know I'll get that promotion, and it comes so easily for me. But other things, I feel like I have like a grip on it, so I'm really not quite there yet. But I am trying to, like, I totally agree with what you said. It's all about proving the universe that you're, hey, I'm perfectly happy on my own. If you want, you give it to me. Otherwise, I'm fine. It's just fake it till you make it. I'm fine. I'm trying to travel more this year, right? So that's my number one example. And I'm working full time, and I'm just 25, so I cannot really afford to travel every single month of the year. So that's something like I'm holding a grip on. I'm like, I need to travel more. I feel like I'm running out of time, but the more I'm like controlling that desire for me to travel, the more things are not happening for me. And that's the number one example that I got reminded of when you said that when you're least looking for it, it happens. So I'm just going to like lay back and see. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to book tickets and let the universe book tickets for me, but I'm just going to like lay back and not stress about it. I'm like, I know I'm going to travel. It's okay. It's going to come up. My chances are going to come up. So that's what detaching is all about. Like, it's like receiving a paycheck at the end of the month. You know it's coming, regardless of the work you've done. You might have like really worked hard one month, and the next month you're like just attending meetings and not doing much, but you're still getting that paycheck. You're still getting your salary credited in your account. It's like that. It's like being sure that it's going to happen, it's going to come. But at the same time, you're putting in the effort. You're like trying to like cultivate that energy in you that, listen, I'm happy on my own, but I know this is going to happen, which is such a difficult balance to maintain. Like, tell me about it. Like, it's a work in progress, I'm sure, for everyone. Not everybody's there, but it's a work in progress. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Have
that's
you? I
where
mean,
like
I'm
the
sure you
difference
have
between.
examples. I'm sure you have examples
Oh
too.
my God. Yeah, I have a lot of examples. Me moving abroad is the biggest example. I wasn't obsessing over moving abroad, right? I was just like, I think there's a picture of me in eighth grade. I'm not going to give that picture to anybody. There's a picture of me in eighth grade just wearing a United States bracelet because I was like, I'm going to go to America one day. And I used to speak an American accent in school. I'm like, I'm going to do this. It's my tea. I'm like, dude, chill. And but I was never obsessed about it. I was just like, it's going to happen. I know I'm going to go abroad one day. I know I'm going to go and study there. That was all I wanted. I never thought about like, am I going to settle there? No, just the intention of I want to go sometime. I want to go and experience that lifestyle. I want to experience that culture and everything. I never obsessed about it, but I also at the back of my mind had this intention of I know it's going to happen, and I know I'm going to it's going to come to me, and I know it's going to happen. But I think a couple months before I moved, I was obsessing over it. I was like, oh my god, am I going to get my visa? Am I going to do this? I'm going to do that, and then I was like, dude, stop obsessing. You're so close. Like, you're almost there. You're at the finish line. You don't have to obsess over this. And then I started realizing that I wasn't living in the moment because I think that is one of the biggest things, right? When we're so obsessed over something, we're like, oh my God, I just need to get the grip on this. I need to make this happen. We forget that we're actually living in the present and we're just missing out on everything that's happening around us. That is something I've realized that, and that's so toxic if you ask me, because you're like when you look back you're like you just see all this anxiety, right? It's like I was so anxious even though I knew all along this was going to happen. For what? I wasted all of those moments in at that time. And I just I that is what I remind myself of every time I'm obsessed with something. I'm like if it's meant to be, it will be. Just live in the moment, just take up whatever is around you right now, observe all of that, take whatever you can out of this situation. And when that happens, you'll be like, hey, I made use of that situation too. It's not like I was obsessing over this. And I think that's what people tell about relationships too, right? When something goes wrong in a relationship, they're like, try to figure out instead of obsessing over what went wrong, like try to figure out what's right. And then that's what the people do, right? Pros and cons, they weigh pros and cons and they see, okay, what's the good about this? And that's what they say, like see the good in every situation. This is taking a whole other turn to so many different areas that you can go with this one topic, I feel like. But I think that's the difference. Like you need to understand the difference between obsession versus setting an intention. It's like I know I want this. I know I'm going to get this. Versus, oh my god, I need to get this right now. I need this now. I need this. I just feel like that energy is it has too much anxiety. It has too much negative energy in that. You know, I just don't like that, bro. I just don't like that energy at all. It really it gives me like it makes me anxious to just even like think about being that anxious. It is such a frustrating point to be in, especially at this age. I feel like we see a lot of people around us figuring a lot of things about their life out that we like, I'm gonna get this too. I don't want that, but I know I want something very similar. But when is this gonna happen to me? When is that going to happen to me? When am I gonna get this? When am I gonna buy that house? When am I gonna buy that car? When am I gonna get that job, that person? Just chill. You'll never be 25 again. You'll never be in your 20s, mid 20s or whatever you are. If you're a teenager, like, dude, you're a teenager. Just take a chill pill, okay? There's so much in life. I know we heard that growing up, like, you'll miss out on all of this. You don't want to do that, live in the moment and all of that. But we never gave a crap about it, which I think was so wrong. But I think people should, you just live in the moment. I will never be 24 again. And I want to take this moment, or couple more months and 24 is over. Just one more week and 25, 24, 25 is over for you. So I feel like we should all just take a moment. See, this, even talking about this makes me so anxious, dude. I'm like, let's figure this shit out. But just gotta take a deep breath and just understand that there's a difference between being obsessed and setting an intention.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm sure that a lot of people who are listening would relate to the fact that there was one instance in life that you were so anxious and you broke your head over it, but it ended up working out in your favor. And then you think that all that anxiety for what? I'm sure that all of us have that experience, and you feel so crappy, like, oh, I just wasted all that time, all that energy on being anxious, if instead of being, dealing with it, instead of being okay that, okay, I'm going to receive this anyway. But we just ended up wasting all our energy being so anxiety and worked up about it, and it ended up working out. But I try to think of that, I try to remind myself of times in my life where I was so worked up about something working out in my favor, and then it did. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Things have worked out for me before, so take a chill pill. And like you said, it's mostly about finding that peace within yourself. No, we're talking like 50 plus year olds, but that is the truth. It is. That's why I do meditation, because it helps me so much with being in the present, and finding peace in a moment instead of being so worked up about so many things in life. We're in our 20s, we have so many things to figure out: our career, our relationships, our love life, marriage, things like that. So many things are going to be, coming up in our lives. And I feel like you said, I won't be 25 again, but at the same time, it's like, I need to figure this shit out. This has to happen right now for me. This month, this week, I need this to happen for me. Otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen. I might just lose my mind.
Yeah.
Meditation is the only answer for
I
me.
think we need Likita to lead us, through a meditation class, because I've tried it. So I know everybody has like thought processes running. Just like, okay, so I'm just sitting here, breathe in, breathe out, but that never works out for me, dude. Like, I should take a class or something for us, and
There are
we'll all
some
do a
tricks,
session.
actually. Yeah, there are some tricks. It's more like imaginative plus breathing exercises for you to like get into that state. It's not just taking deep breaths, right? And I realize that. And if you're like a person who can imagine, who's visually, very creative, it's a huge plus for meditation. But yeah, I figured that it's a huge like a crutch for you whenever you're feeling anxious or whenever you're feeling so worked up about something. It definitely helps. And I know that everybody says this, but just 5 minutes or 10 minutes of shutting your eyes and like giving yourself the feeling of what you would feel if you had that thing that you wanted. And then that's like the answer to everything in life. I feel like just generate that feeling of um, what
You
you
already
would be
have it.
feeling. Yeah, that you already have it. That's it. And it's so easy to say, but once you generate that feeling that, okay, what if I had this? What if I had all my travel plans planned out for the next 12 months? How would I feel? I'd feel really, really great. I'd feel so happy that I'm traveling so much this year. And once that feeling is there, I know that, okay, I have that kind of a feeling that, okay, this is going to happen for me. I know it's going to work out for me. But it's not that
Here's
easy.
the thing. right? Like one of the main points for me is I've done this before and I've tried to stop doing this now, which is when I think about, oh, it's going to happen to me. And then there's an expectation that comes with that, right? Like, I thought this would happen to me. Why didn't it happen? That is so disheartening to be in that position because that also happens to a lot of us, right? We're
Yeah,
like, this is going to
100%.
happen. And then it doesn't actually, even if you detach and stuff like that, it still doesn't end up happening the way that you think. And that is where I think you need to have like checkpoints. Like, I keep thinking this is going to happen, but there are no signs of this happening. So, and then that's when I think you need to like reassess like, is this something I really want? Or do I just want it because I think I need it? There's that, that you need that clarity of, do I really need this or do I think I need this? Because I've had a lot of conversations with friends over the last couple of months where everybody's trying to figure out, especially, their marriage life and all of that, without all of that stuff coming up. I feel like, do we really like this person or do we like the fact that, they like us? There are so many different aspects that you need to consider because sometimes we're just delusional, man. We're just like, oh, everything is fairy tale, which it's not. And you just need to figure out if that's just who you are, at the ground level. Is this something I really want? And also thinking about, have I made any effort or any energy that I've spent on making this stuff happen? Let it be buying a dream car, buying a dream house, or whatever. Have you done anything? Because I feel like a lot of people, and we've talked about this in our manifestation episode too, where we're like, you can't just stare at a wall and say this is going to happen to me. Like, you need to do something. Like, for example, if you want to travel, you need to look up places. You need to be like, where do I want to travel? Like, you need to think about that. You cannot just be like, I want to travel and then just blankly sit. You think about, you watch a lot of content that's based on that, right? Some kind of an interaction needs to happen between you and whatever it is that you desire. If not, and if you're deciding a person, I am not the person to ask for advice on that. I just don't know how. I don't even know like how you're supposed to interact with that person, keep interacting with them. I don't know how that works there. What do you think about that?
I
Do you have
mean, I
any
don't know.
tips?
I don't know. I could not give advice on a
Yeah,
person
I
being your
just don't
desire,
know.
but yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just talking
I
about
feel like,
like materialistic things like, travel or like
yeah,
a
I feel like
promotion, your
that can
job.
happen. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
we have solid. We have a lot of people that have talked about it. So there are solid things that have happened to people. It's happened to me. It's happened to you. It's happened to all of us at some point in our lives. But manifesting a person, you need to ask someone who's married, who manifested someone and married them. Like, go and ask them. But I also don't
Yeah.
think it's fair to manifest a person. You can just be like, if that person's meant for me, they'll find me. And I don't think it's fair to manifest a person because it's like some black magic or something. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just don't believe in that. I'm like, nope, I don't want to do that. What if they don't like me then? Like, no, thank you. Maybe I'll manifest Charlotte. Maybe that's what I'll do.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. You should
What do
try
you?
that. I
If
mean,
that happens, I don't even know what I'll do with my life. Just
yeah, you
sighing
should you should
down
you
there.
should put in a word to Charles Leclerc that Carlos, brother, please. There's a girl called Likita. அவளையும் கொஞ்சம்
Yeah, I
பாரு.
mean, if that happens, if that happens, yes, of course. You guys don't know, but we have. I mean, this is our last season where our husbands. I mean, not our husbands, but we call them our husbands that are driving together. So we're very sad about
And
that.
my second
But
husband
we
will come and drive with Charles. So anyway,
I'm sorry
it's
that
okay.
we decided to share him, so please don't call him your husband. Lewis Hamilton is both of our husbands. But what do you
Never
think about
mind.
checkpoints, like these checkpoints that you need to have?
I agree. And there, I told you about this post-it note that I had, right? So it's basically like having a desire. Not fighting with my parents was a desire, right? Not having road rage is a desire. And I had those written out in my post-it notes. And every morning I would look at it and, say that, hey, today I'm not doing this. You're setting that intention. And if it's something that you really, really want, if it's a job or if it's a person, like you said, make sure that every day you're setting that intention, and it depends on how badly you want it, right? Especially I feel like people can relate to it with jobs or things like that. If you really need that job or like a promotion, set an intention saying that, hey, I am getting it every single day, because I think that aligns you towards that desire better if you're like working on it every single day. And I agree with having checkpoints. This is my way to go. Post-it notes, so easy, takes you 2 minutes, and takes you just 2 minutes of effort to like kind of like align with it and set an intention saying, hey, I am not going to argue with my parents today. I am not going to lose my mind over some random two-wheeler or car guy who's trying to like anger me on the road. It's so easy. It's easy as that. But what happens after that is not in your hands, okay? I try not to get angry on the road, but setting
Yeah.
an intention is very, very important. Effort.
Right. I
Yeah.
also think like, why do I always say I also think like I've noticed this in all our videos. I always say I also think like, which is so
Every
annoying.
you won't believe. Yesterday, someone DM me saying that you say honestly, the word honestly a lot, and I'm like, I say a lot of words. I say I mean, I think, like, honestly, so many things, and then I want to like stop saying it, but I cannot. I realize that I've already said it 100 times already, but let's try not to say that.
Dude, I also think someone needs to send me new headphones because I keep touching my headphones because they keep falling off. I don't know why it does that. We've noticed a lot of things, guys. We know what we do. We're doing in this
I
on all of
know.
our episodes,
Yeah,
and we talk about it all the time. I was
me
about to
with my
say,
hair.
I think. Oh yeah, true. See, I was about to
I've
say
not
again.
touched it. I've only touched it
Ah,
twice. Go ahead.
I was about to say when we're like trying to, get something in our lives, like make it happen or something, I think we also make our whole lives about that one thing, which is not true. Our lives are segmented into so many different parts. We have friends, families, love life, career, hobbies, passion, so many things that are happening that I don't think it's fair to be like Varnamayaram Surya and just be like, oh my god, yeah, Anjala Rava. No, you have so many other things in life then you need to focus on. I'm sorry, guys, if you don't understand Tamil, it's just a Tamil movie. And a guy is just obsessed with a girl who's probably an illusion, but whatever, we can argue on that later. But I just think you shouldn't, think that your life is about just one thing, which I find it, so surprising that a lot of people have asked me when one day I'm like really sad about something, the next day I'll be laughing. I'm like, so kind of like Chandler Bing. And people always ask me, like, you were so sad about that yesterday. What happened today? I'm like, my life is not about just that one incident, man. Like, I have so many things happening. I've got bills to pay. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be sad, but I don't think that's your entire life. And I don't mean just sad. Like, you shouldn't obsess over, I need this thing to happen. It's going to happen. You need to focus on other parts of your life, like drink water. I just learned that if you drink one cup of coffee, you need to drink two equal cups of water, which is why I'm drinking water and coffee now. So I'm like, okay, let me focus on that. Like, I'm not going to obsess over what's not happening. I'll obsess over what I can control. Which the whole spectrum, right? What can you control in that situation? And whatever you cannot, let it go. Just take a deep breath and let it go, guys. Like, it's so easy to say it, but you just consciously have to let it go. You consciously have to. You consciously have to stop thinking about it and consciously have to let it go
How do you
simultaneously.
stop
It's
thinking
hard.
about things that you want in life? That is so difficult.
Nikita, we're trying to be a role model here, not to say that,
No,
we're trying.
sorry. I can't. How can I forget about? I want to travel next month. How can I stop thinking about it? I want this thing next month. How can I stop thinking about it? I want
I
Lewis
think we
Hamilton. How
plan
can
it.
I
We should
stop
be like,
thinking about him? How can I stop thinking
no,
about him?
I cannot help you with that. I cannot. She sent an early morning snap of Lewis Hamilton. I'm like, bro, I just woke up. I don't need to see this. Like, come on. I don't really know. I don't really know how we're supposed to stop obsessing over
I
them. But
mean,
I
let us
think,
know.
yeah,
People
let us
who are
know. How,
listening,
what are
I
you
want to
guys
know,
doing?
like, what are the different desires that you have? Like, we can talk about like jobs, promotion, like a person, a relationship, or things like that. What are the other desires you have? We want to know what you're currently working on to get, so that we think
Yeah.
we might be a little relatable. Because otherwise, I don't know. We're just going on a different tangent here. But let us know what you do to detach from your desires, or what your desires are in the first
Right.
place. We'd love to know.
Yeah, we'd love to know
Yeah.
that. And like we always say, right, we don't think we have anything figured out. We always want to learn from others. I think in the last episode I said something really stupid, which I watched. I'm like, what are you even trying to say, Anusha? I don't even understand what you're trying to say. Which I was like, right person, wrong time. I'm like, no,
Oh,
I
that.
disagreed with myself. I disagreed with myself. I'm like, no, maybe it's just the right time. It's a wrong person. I'm like, it's all the same. Just stop getting on a podcast and stop saying shit like this. Sometimes I disagree with my own self. Like I do. I disagree with myself. And I think it's like
Yeah.
one minute I'm this personality, next minute I'm a different personality. So we're all in that phase. Don't judge us, okay? And if you
Yeah.
disagree,
You're
let
allowed
us
to
know
grow.
because, yeah, we're allowed to change our
Opinions
perceptions
whenever you want.
as we learn new things. Yeah, we are. So let us know what you guys think. We really want to know, and DM us on Instagram or use the NGL link. Nobody's using that. What are you guys doing? Use it. We gave you a free way to not expose yourself and talk to us, and you don't want to use that. Like, go on, use it. Tell us what you feel. People have no
Yeah.
problem coming up to us on our DMs and on replying to our stories,
Yeah,
but
people
they
have
just don't
the
want to be
guts
anonymous, I
now.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
I appreciate.
We love
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. So let us know. And I think, yeah, that's what we had.
Yeah. DMS. I really want to know what you guys desire, right? Like, is it a job? Is it a promotion? Because I'm really
She's
curious. I'm
pretending to
just,
be Lucifer.
yeah,
She's like
I'm just,
Lucifer. Have you seen Lucifer?
now, no.
Lucifer asks
I'm
like, "What's your biggest desire?" That's literally what Lucifer does. She's
Oh,
being
okay.
Lucifer now.
Okay, then I am that. Because at the end of this episode, like, I'm thinking, wait, we only spoke about jobs, promotions, and travel, and people have a variety of desires, what they want in life. And then now I'm thinking, what is it? Because we want to know so that, we can find
We can
relatable
obsess on
stuff.
it.
Yeah, actually, I've been
We'll just
obsessing
take
over
from here.
my lipstick. It's the first time I tried like a darker lip on the outside and a lighter lip on the inside. Very, very
I cannot see it.
underrated.
You need to turn on white lights in your episode because I cannot see it.
I
I can only
like
see a
this. I like
brown
the
shade.
purple light. Wait, I
She
want you.
won't
I
listen to
want.
me, guys.
Yeah, let me know if you like the purple light or if you want to change my setting because it's already late. There's no sunlight, so I like this setting. I like purple.
There's way too much sunlight here, and that's the problem for me.
Purple because Lewis Hamilton. I am obsessed. Okay, that's it. Enough. Let's finish it.
Tag Lewis Hamilton. Let him know.
Yeah. Tag him. Anyway, with that, we've come to the end of this episode. We really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know. Like I said, it's the fourth time I'm asking you, what are your desires? DM us. And how are you detaching from what you want in life? Let us know. Yeah. Look at her. See you. Say bye.
I'm just following the rules, bro. Yeah. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Bye bye.
Cringe.